One is Punil Patel. Haven't heard him in a long time, and I'm so excited. Actually, I'm so ebullient to hear him. And Punil is talking tonight from the Competent Communicator Speech Project number 8. The name of your speech is The Dunning-Kruger Effect. Again, Punil Patel, The Dunning-Kruger Effect.
The fool who thinks he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool. Are you a fool, or are you a wise person? There is an unexpected aspect of human consciousness known as the Dunning-Kruger effect. But before I tell you more about the Dunning-Kruger effect, let me tell you about a true bizarre story that happened in 1995 in Philadelphia. A man named MacArthur Wheeler came up with a plan to rob a bank. Now, he was so confident that he was going to get away with robbing the bank. He went ahead and robbed 2 banks in the same day. After the police came to the scene of the crime, they reviewed the surveillance videos, and they could see clearly this man's face. They put it in the evening news, and somebody that knew him identified him, and he was caught, and he was behind bars. He was in custody. All his ebullience left him at that point. Now, this is where the story gets really interesting. He was incredulous. He could not believe that he got caught. His plan did not work. So what was his plan? Well, MacArthur came across this piece of knowledge that lemon juice acts as invisible ink when you write on a piece of paper. He theorized that if he were to put lemon juice on his face would be invisible to the cameras. Now, he didn't just theorize this. In his mind, he proved this. And how did he do that? Back in 1995, we didn't have these nice cell phones where you could see yourself when you took a selfie. You had Polaroid cameras. Now, he must have been so incompetent that when he took a selfie of himself, he either missed completely or the flash didn't work. But when he saw the picture, he didn't see his face. So he knew in his mind that this was going to work. Fellow Toastmasters, guests, we may have come across people like this, maybe not as crazy, bizarre incidents as this, but people like this where people seem to have this illusionary idea that their skill level is way above what it really is. Think of that American Idol contestant, right? Where you can clearly see that they're horrible, and then when the judges tell them that they're no good, they have genuine disbelief and horror that they're not making it to the next level, because they really honestly believe that they're that good, and everyone can see they're horrible. So this story by MacArthur is what inspired a couple of psychology professors at Cornell University, David Dunning and Justin Kruger, to do a scientific study on the subject. Now, they came up with a hypothesis. They came up with 4 points. Incompetent people tend to overestimate their skill level. They fail to recognize skill in others. And they are very poor at seeing how extreme the incompetence is. And finally, if they were given some training, they would be able to realize that they're unskilled. And the test, they did the tests on people. The tests were on logical reasoning, humor, and reading skills. And then before the results were given to them, they asked the subjects what they felt about their abilities on those subject areas. Now, they published a paper in 1999, and they won. The paper was called Unskilled and Unaware. Now, this won an IG Nobel Prize. What is the IG Nobel Prizes? The IG Nobel Prizes are a parody of the Nobel Prizes that are given for unusual or trivial scientific achievements. And their aim is to honor achievements that first make you laugh and then make you think. So this is exactly one of those examples. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into the whole results, but I'm going to sum it up and put it in one graph. And I'll go through that step by step because this is something that can be used by everyone. So basically what you have here is a graph going in the x-axis, going from bottom left to right, is the level of competency. So somebody who is new to something, relatively new, novice, on the left, going up to somebody who has been in that subject area for a long time, pretty competent. And then if they were given a test, what you would expect to see is a graph that would look something like this. Somebody who is novice to score low, somebody who's an expert to score high. The results of the question of what the subject matters were perceived, the results look something like this. And what you see here is the really incompetent folks, let's say somebody who is in the 10th percentile, they seem to think that they are in the 50 or 65 percentile. So this is what they refer to as a double curse. Double curse meaning the folks, first of all, they're incompetent and they don't even know it. And something strange also happened as you went along the graph, and that is the really smart folks tended to underestimate their level of competence. They took the tests, they found it easy. Because they found it easy, they thought everyone else found it easy as well. Now, why is this important to us? Surely Sunny Coast Toastmasters, the most talented and creative club in Tampa Bay, we're not down here, right? No. Maybe the guests. If you join Sunny Coast, you're But I will give an example of something. When I first said about this, I questioned myself, could I be down here? Because as I said, if I was down here, I wouldn't know it on a particular thing, right? So I questioned myself, and then I thought to all the things that I've done, and I realized that I probably have experienced that. And I'll give you the example. When I was younger, I used to play a lot of chess. I played with friends, cousins, even adults. And I did pretty well. So I thought I was really good. Until I got a little older and I played people in other schools and other people, and then I realized that I'm just probably slightly above average. I felt, I was amazing, when in reality I wasn't. So why is this important? In pursuit of that one thing that everyone wants to perfect, knowing that this happens in human consciousness can help you achieve, it's assuming you want to achieve the best and get up there. It helps you gauge where you are, because this is something that you could be misgauging, underestimating or overestimating your skill level. This can happen to any of us. And even at the higher level, it can happen to us. So don't be left with lemon juice on your face. Remember this graph. And I'll end with a quote from Confucius. Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance.